Good morning. It's a cold one. We woke up with snow covering the ground this morning, just a dusting. So just enough to turn the ground white. Nothing major. And I decided, since I had to go fill up the car, I might as well go drive around and do stuff, check stuff out. So I just saw this van go by me for a mattress outlet, and they have it says on the side of the van, Wilmington, North Carolina, and some other place. And back in the day, one of my friends used to work for a mattress company in Wilmington, and he delivered mattresses all over Wilmington in a box truck just like that one. And me and a friend of mine rode with him one night while he delivered mattresses. We rode in the back of the truck, helped him deliver mattresses. I wonder if that was the same truck. No way. Couldn't be, right? No way. Anyway, decided to come out and see some stuff. So, let's get to it. Everybody else stayed home. They said it's too cold. So, out on my own. So I am on Chestnut Ridge, what was called in 1862 Goods Farm. And there was a battle fought here. This is practically on JMU's campus. Practically. Surrounded by JMU soccer fields on one side, apartments on another. There's a battle here. John C. Fremont's cavalry versus Stonewall Jackson's. Jackson was retreating towards Port Republic, which is that direction. Ashby was his rear guard. Ashby was shot from his horse, still continued to charge when he was shot and killed here, apparently at the spot. Of course, the monument has seen its better days. Looks like it has been vandalized, chipped away at. The last time I was here, it had paint sprayed on it, thrown on it. That's a beautiful spot. Kind of. Cold. Wind's blowing. There's some signage up here. I think this spot is on the National Register of Historic Places. And the Virginia Landmarks Register, I believe. Yeah. This is an older sign. Jackson also complained about his men being undisciplined, despite the sign saying, "I never knew his superior. His daring was proverbial." The only other thing I know about Turner Ashby is he had a wolf as a pet when he was a child. And he was friends with Chief Justice John Marshall's grandkids. That's about all I know. Turner Ashby. Oh, also, he's buried in Winchester. We stumbled on his grave one day, unintentionally. I don't know how often this gets used, but it's JMU's rope challenge course. Looks pretty cool. Never been on it. It's very terrifying too. Like I would never do this. Never. Yikes. So I left Harrisburg and ended up in Kansas. Nah, this is out Port Republic Road. I didn't realize, all this was out here. There's a sign way over there. I'm gonna walk out there, see what this is all about. This is all new. I mean, I remember seeing people here before, but they didn't have any of this signage up. So I'm gonna check it out. I have a picture of old Baldy Eagle. And old John C. Fremont. When we went to California, we stayed in Mariposa, and John C. Fremont had been through Mariposa. I had no idea who John C. Fremont was when we went to California. I mean, maybe somewhere in the back of my head, but this woman was like, yeah, John C. Fremont, he stayed here at this place. She was telling us all about John C. Fremont staying there. And Kathy and I were just like, who? Who are you talking about? Crazy. Ooh, the slaughter on the 8th New York. We are here. I don't know if that sounds very good. Let's see what that's about. So this is, I didn't think the Battle of Cross Keys was here. I thought it was further west or south. I don't know. Anyway, so what happened essentially is, again, Turner Ashby happens up there, and this is all part of the same thing. They're working their way down to Port Republic, the town of Port Republic. And here, this fence line is where the Confederates were laying in wait. I misunderstood what I read earlier. They laid down behind the fence that was here. I don't think it's the same fence. They laid down here and waited. And when the Union came up over that hill, they let them have it. And it's a devastating effect. They just almost point blank, right? All said and done, over 250 men laid dead. Crazy to think. In little more than a minute. Holy shnikes. Little more than a minute. Unbelievable. I think 250 people died in less than a minute. Is that what I'm reading? Sign up here means it's the end of the line. I guess windy, a little cold, but we're making it. Learning some stuff. You can read about this stuff all day long, but it really helps when you get out and look at the places. And they have pretty good signage. Let's see. Ah, there it goes. Lost the trail. Kind of feels like I'm walking across private property. But there's some signs. So I'm just gonna follow the signs. Advancing jauntily. What does that look like? And then this is just tragic. As thick as blackbirds. Whew. No, thank you. No, thanks. If you didn't know, that's Massanutten there. And that's the Blue Ridge there. Skyline Drive is up there, running north to south. And I'm continuing on to the second sign on this side of the fence. What? Marching in perfect formation, led by a drunken officer and singing a German hiking song at the top of their voices, the regiment advanced towards the fence line. Yeesh. Man. And you can see from here, you can't even see the fence, right? So if you're marching along, jeez. Can you even imagine? I cannot imagine. I think it's just these three signs on the side of the fence. Yeah, pretty good signs. It's just sad. It's just sad. Just so obvious that some people have not put much thought into preventing this crap from happening again. I imagine it didn't look much different then than it does today. Spoil it by shooting the people. Well, doggone. I did not see that when I was first walking out of here. Guide to the battles. How about that? Had no idea. I've always wanted to come down here, and I don't know if I ever have. Cows. How are you, ladies? How you doing? How are you? Having a good day? Yeah? Eating some grass? Hanging out? Alright. So this is Artillery Road. That's the road that I was just driving on. and ended up at this church across from the cemetery, the Cross Keys Cemetery. And I think you can see the evolution of informative signs here, which is pretty interesting. Like, you can tell this one is probably pretty daggone old. And then we moved to this one, which is more recent. And now we have these pretty nice signs here. So this church was here during the war. However, it was in pretty bad disrepair after the war. It was renovated, and in 2003 there was a fire, and they had to rebuild it, renovate it again. The battle happened on a Sunday. There were men in there having a Sunday church service when the Union Army arrived, and stuff started happening. According to the sign, there were men hiding in the cemetery, shooting at Union soldiers. So I'm sure if we could get in the cemetery and look around, there's potential that some of those stones were hit by bullets during the battle. And that would be pretty interesting to see. But it's locked up, so... So this last part of the battlefield that's off of Artillery Road, it's on Bowtie Drive. It's almost like you're pulling into someone's driveway, and it's kind of sketchy. You drive down a little ways, you pull off on the right and park, and then you walk down the rest of the driveway. It's a little unnerving. I see a sign. Oh, I see a statue too. Who knew that was out here? Holy moly. Let's go check that out. That's right, it's sketchy. But you just walk down the road, park your car there, leave it. Get out and walk. You'll come across it. How about that? So the church where we just were is that direction, thereabouts. And they retreated from the church. The Confederates retreated from the church this way, being pursued by the Union soldiers who were coming this way too. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Nothing really makes sense, right? Like, they're all over the place. And things are happening everywhere, all at the same time. Everything, everywhere, all at once. So it kind of makes sense, but then again, it doesn't. Like, it's hard to put it all in my brain and figure it all out. Check out this statue, though. It's pretty cool. This is a monument to the 1st Maryland Confederates. Fought here. So the wind noise is so terrible here, but this guy's hair is making me weak. Why is his hair so light and his beard so dark? And this isn't just a picture, because I saw another picture of him somewhere else. Why? I love it. So there's a trail that goes down the hill, but there's nothing down the hill when you get here. There's Mill Creek, which I'm assuming is this. I'm assuming it's Mill Creek. And then the trail comes all the way down this hill alongside the creek, which is how they would have had to. I mean, can you imagine? Like, you're retreating, dudes are shooting at you from over there as you're running, and you get to this, and now you've got to get up this. And then not only that, But those dudes that are over there shooting at you are also going to have to get up this to get to those guys up there. They're just waiting for them to show up. Holy shnikes. It ain't something I'd want to do. That's for sure. For sure. I would want no part of this. Confederate position here. Union position is over there. And the guy with the hair, he's over here. He's pushing his guys up this hill, and he thinks he's about there when Fremont says, "Let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here." And he is thunderstruck. The idea that it's time to retreat when his advance is mostly successful. At least he believes it is. Whew. Yeah. Not this guy. No part of it. I can't even imagine coming down that hill, looking at this hill, and saying, "We got this." No, thank you. Not this guy. So the day started with me just going to get gas, and then it ended up, you know what? I want to go check out that new signage down there on Port Republic. And then I ended up following essentially the entire Battle of Cross Keys. Used to do a lot more battlefield stuff, but here's the thing. I used to be a lot more into the Civil War, like reading about it all the time. Here's the thing, though. So I took this is probably one of the worst things I ever did. I didn't do it intentionally. And I say worst, but I mean, I learned so much, so it's only so bad, right? So I took a class on Russian history from like 1850 to modernish day. And then I took a class on Eastern Europe from about the same time frame. Towards the end of my Eastern Europe class, I had to read a book called Safe Area Garajda about the troubles in Bosnia and Serbia and in the 90s. And it was so much death that it really took a toll on me. And I had to stop reading Safe Area Garajda. And I haven't thought about the American Civil War in the same way since. It's strange. But it's something about all the death. Like thinking about those 250 guys killed in less than a minute. I mean, you just think about, I don't know. It's tough. But anyway, so that's going to do it for the day. Yeah. See if we get out tomorrow. It's supposed to be even colder. And we might even see some snow. So, don't know if I'm going to make it out tomorrow. Well, we'll see. So, see you in the next one. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the other stuff. I'll see you then. See you.